came to tell you it's possible. The fourth disadvantage is the scar of a wrong life. Some people think they can't succeed anymore because they lived the wrong life. I was a harlot. I was a murderer. I was a criminal. The life of Paul told us otherwise. He wrecked on the church. God sent him back to build the church. The brothel where the harlot lived, she can go back to that brothel and change it. The thief can go back into the world of criminals and change it. The difference is encounters. In Acts chapter 9, from verse 4 to 5, he had received letters to go to Damascus to wreak havoc on the church yet again. And the Lord appeared. He said, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And instantly turned. He said, who are you, Lord? His life was about to change. You may have become a slave of the wrong life. You may have become a victim of the past. But an encounter can rewrite the story. Joyce Meyer was raped by her father. But no scar can stand when you go through the fires of encounters. You can be a known criminal. No scar can stand the fires of encounter. Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? Who art thou, Lord? I am Jesus, whom thou persecutest. It is hard to kick against the pricks. Now rise ye up and go into the city. You will be told what you should do. And a thief became an apostle. Rahab, the known harlot, her house was on top of the city. The fence of the city, that was where she lived. So anybody coming in and out of the city must see her. She was a renowned harlot, but she had an encounter. And Rahab became part of the progenitors of Jesus Christ. It is recorded in scriptures today that Jesus came through her lineage. What was the difference? Encounters. It doesn't matter if you were a harlot. It doesn't matter if you have even had 2 children from 2 different fathers, 5 children from 5 different fathers. Did you not read the story of the Samaritan woman? Go, call thy husband. I have no husband. In that you said true, because you've had 5 husbands, and the one you are living with is not thy husband. Who are you? And suddenly, if you knew who it was that asked thee for a drink, you would have asked of me, and I would have given you rivers of living water. Who art thou? I am he. And instantly, a harlot turned to an evangelist. A woman with the worst life. The whole city knew her. And one harlot took over the whole city, because the whole city came to Jesus. Who taught her the gospel? When did she read the Torah? She was not trained, but she had an encounter. She never went to a Bible school, but she had an encounter. The gospel is not for those who are learned. The gospel is for those who have seen the Lord. Because Mary Magdalene, from whom 7 demons were cast out, was the first to preach the New Testament. Encounters can turn the lives of people around. Before she went to the well, she was a harlot. When she came back from the well, she was an evangelist. The power of encounter. Before you came to church, you may be a liar, but you may go back from church as an apostle. It's an encounter. You may come to church as a beggar, but you may go back as a king. It's a 400 broken men came to David in Cave Adullam, and David showed them the way of the Lord. And this man became the mighty man of David. When David wanted to build the house of God, those men gave goods worth $22 billion in our day. 400 broken men that were in debt. The difference is encounter. Instead of troubling your life and living hopelessly, go and cleave to the horns of the altar, and your disadvantage will vanish. He said when Israel left Egypt, Judah was a sanctuary. He said the mountains saw them and fled. He said the mountains skip like ram before them. Even Jordan went back and he said, why fleetest thou, O mountain? Why skippest thou, O mountain? Jordan, why are you going back? He said, let the whole earth tremble. Let the whole earth tremble. They told you nothing works in Asaba. You have not had an encounter. You have not had an encounter. When a spirit wants to show you his might, he will even send you what is noble. He can tell you, go and start selling pure water. And then your life will disgrace the spirits of Asaba. When a spirit wants to exhort you, he can tell you, go and stand by the roadside and begin to sell razor blade. And then you will know that the powers of Asaba is nothing compared to the beauty and the splendor and the might of God. He said the voice of God is upon many waters. The voice of God is full of majesty. He said the mountains skip at that voice. He discovered the forest. He divided the flames of fire. The voice of God. When God speaks from the mountain, everything bows. Let the earth tremble. This is what we know, that we enter territories with boldness, because we come in the name of the Lord. Nothing is a disadvantage if a man can have the right encounters. Nothing. And the